Phenom nominee number one, and nom. How about all those yards this guy ate up? Carson Berry, almost 100 of them. Got into the end zone 2 times, and then that 88-yard kickoff return touchdown that you saw as a top play nominee this week. Let's roll these moving pictures and show you just how special a performance this was. G-Man Storm, both y'all seen this guy in person. He runs with heart. He gets to the line of scrimmage with force, and then once he has an opening too, he can show a little bit of speed. He's got it all.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, maybe didn't have as many yards as he could, but that's because they have another stud running back there by the name of Corbin Green. But, I mean, those two combined, that's a deadly combo. I think that, maybe we should have put them both on here together because they both had a crazy stat line together. But, with that kickoff return touchdown that you're seeing right now, I mean, Carson Berry just has all the speed.
I think his best ability is once he gets in open space, he has the ability to make defenders miss, and that's something running backs really struggle with. And when he gets in the hole, man, he's pretty dangerous.
So was this guy, Zayden Fry, over 100 yards rushing for his squad. He got into the end zone not once, but twice, and then he had the biggest play of the game, really set the tone in their matchup against Tiff and Calvert at their place. This is it right here. How about the opening play from scrimmage, setting the tone, bullying his way into the secondary, and then ain't nobody gonna catch number 24, because look at those legs, they're just moving so fast. Travis was down there on the sideline, got ran over by a couple of coaches right there. That's how excited everybody was, and it's hard not to be excited about a performance like this guy put in.
Yeah, looking like a bowling ball, just ramming through pins, ramming through defenders, just like butter. I mean, the guy puts his head down. He's got a great work ethic. He fights for those extra yards, and it really shows with his stat line.
Contact is something this guy is not afraid of. He is bouncing off defenders and blowing them over as much as he can.
How about Hanif Donaldson and what this guy did? How about almost 200 rushing yards for the quarterback? A rushing touchdown as well, all of that on just 17 carries. He also had an absolutely absurd play that's up for a top 5 nominee this week that was wiped out, a 60-yarder that doesn't even count towards his stats. G-Man, you filmed this, you got to see him up close, personal from the sideline. How special of a performance did number 17 really put in?
I was asking some of the players if this guy ever played a different position. They're like, oh yeah, he played wide receiver and tight end. You can tell just how physical he is. He is not afraid of contact, and man, he runs the ball as if he is a running back, and he almost had 200 yards today. I mean, right there, they're looking to run the ball. They just got to open up their pass game. But Hanif Donaldson, man, he asserted his dominance that night.
Yeah, it certainly seems like Coach Dick has found the best thing to do with this guy is just make sure that he touches it every single time to start a snap. He was a fantastic wide receiver, their best playmaker for the last couple of seasons. Now that it's his time to shine, he's under center, and then look at some of the stuff that this guy is doing. This is the play we were talking about. The guy actually got wiped out, so he didn't get the yardage for this one. Just what a special runner in the open field. This guy can run a little bit too when he has his chance to break the pocket, but Peyton Lester a little bit more of a passer for the East Knox Bulldogs, and he carved up the secondary on only 11 attempts in the Bulldogs' Week 1 victory against Northridge. And look at the touch this guy can put on the ball, Storm. It's a thing of beauty, buddy.
Put it right in the breadbasket, right where you want it, and you know you're doing something right as a quarterback when you only attempt 11 passes and you have 3 touchdowns. You're definitely doing something right. Just a great all-around performance. I like more of the pocket passers, but, just a great performance by this guy.
And I think that is what he displays, that he can stand in there tall in the pocket, can take a hit, drive the ball downfield, and when he needs to, he can take off, and he's a good enough athlete like this too, to pick up a rolling ball off of a snap and be able to get it to his receiver. And they got a ton of good wideouts right now for East Knox, making catches like this for their quarterback. The Bulldogs got something special in Peyton Lester. He was a big part of why they're 1-0 right now heading into Week 2. But how about the numbers of Marshall Shepard and the Shelby Whippets? This looks like some video game stuff, Storm. 2 touchdowns on the ground, 4 through the air, 336 passing too, and he only missed 3 times. That's about a perfect performance.
I would go as far to say it pretty much is as perfect as it can get, as we see Marshall Shepard putting his head down right there, but can also put just the right of finesse on it, hitting guys over the middle, putting it right in the breadbasket, hitting beautiful lob passes. Marshall Shepard is going to be something scary this year, I think, as we see right there, just placing it in the perfect spot where only Blaine Bowman can go up and get it. It was just an incredible performance to watch, and I'm happy I got to see it with my own eyes.
G-Man, you went up head-to-head against Shepard and Bowman. How special and what type of touch is this this guy really have?
I mean, he puts it where only his receiver can get it, as you see on these highlights. I mean, he is throwing dimes to Andre Hill and Blaine Bowman. Marshall Shepard and the Shelby Whip is going to be scary this year.
And now we got Brock Hill. He did a little bit of everything for the Tigers. Wasn't super sharp in the passing game, but he was clean. No interceptions, did throw for a tutty, and then he also got in with his feet into the end zone. But I think probably the number one thing that he brought to the table for the Tigers on this night was his punting ability. Almost averaged 50 yards per kick. I believe he had Norwalk pinned inside their own 24 times. So when you got a guy, G-Man, that can go out there and he can not only throw for it, he can run for it, and then punt too when you need him, it's hard to keep him off the field. Number 4, special night.
Right, he was very methodical, and he did what he had to do. I mean, those punts are more important than most coaches, to most of those coaches, than those touchdowns. Pinning Norwalk deep and playing the field game position, that was exactly what Mansfield Sr. did. And on offense, he was very methodical, as I mentioned, just very much game manager-like, and didn't turn the ball over, put the ball in harm's way.
And that's exactly what the Tigers are going to need him to do to be successful this year. They have so much speed on the perimeter, a ton of talent and athletic ability. Number 4, if he can just stay clean and not turn the ball over like he did in this game, plus punt and pin the opponent deep, they're going to win a ton of games. Our final nominee this week, number 2, Jack Gregory of the Centerburg Trojans. 3 bills for him on 27 passing attempts. He also had 2 touchdown passes. You're about to see both of those here in a second. Anytime you can be a high school quarterback, Storm, and throw for over 300 yards, you're doing some things right, my friend.
Yeah, 300 yards almost seems like a typo. That's absolutely insane. Just putting the ball where only his guy can go get, like we've been mentioning. Just great precision, great accuracy, just an all-around great performance. I mean, like you said, when you have 300 yards, you're doing something right.
And I like that they're able to spread them out. You've seen the 5 wide look, so it puts a ton of pressure on the linebackers to make a decision. Do I have the time to get to the quarterback, or is he going to get it out of his hands quickly? As you can see here, you know, it's 1-1000, 2-1000, that back foot hits. He's getting the ball out, he's putting it on the money, and his receivers are making him look good too. So the Trojans, led by Gregory, a huge win in week 1. Those are your nominees for this week's Friday Night Phenoms. Make sure you get your vote in and make it count.